Hello art friends. Well, as you can see, I've done another portrait of my good friend Yorick. Um, I like to paint skulls, and I'm sure that you've noticed that in a lot of my works I kind of make a reference of death. This one is pretty blatant, but um, the title of this one is La Muerte del Artista, and what that means in English is death of the artist. Now, this painting is not about my death per se, it's more about the death of art and artists in general. Um, Lately, I've seen a lot of articles about old works of art that have been found or rediscovered and sold for millions and millions of dollars. Now, I find that wonderful, and I think it's great that art can be so highly valued, but I just wish that some of that money would make it into the artist's life and not after they die. But I guess that is what it is anyway. But we do tend to glorify artists once they're dead. And I guess that, part of this painting speaks to that. I wanted to have some roses in full bloom and some, that are just starting to open up. Because I feel that art is a perpetual thing. As some artists come into bloom, others are waiting to come forward. Some inevitably pass away, and so it goes on. And we tend to inspire each other. As a matter of fact, this painting was inspired by one of the images that a friend of mine, Elizabeth, she posts a lot of really amazing images in her Instagram story. And there was one of a skull, and it was embedded in just an ocean of roses. And that's what kind of inspired me to do this painting. Now, the frame, if you're going to do a painting of a skull, a tabernacle frame, you can't go wrong with that. So I looked through the internet and found a lot of images of tabernacle frames. Some are absolutely spectacular, and they are incredibly intricate. Romeo agrees. But I had to design something that my woodworking skills would be able to accomplish. So I simplified it quite a bit, and this is where I ended up. Now, a lot of the wood, well, all of the wood came from the corner pieces that were left over when I cut out the large circles for my Space Maiden series. And I obviously I put up an Instagram poll to see if you wanted to see it in a new frame or an old and weathered frame, and the old and weathered frame was by far the winner. So I kind of distressed it a little bit, and I kept it matte looking, not shiny at all. So I am very pleased with how the frame came out. Now, when I was going to paint this, I knew that I wanted the skull to be life size, and I figured an 11 by 14 panel would be the perfect size. But it just so happened that I didn't have any 11 by 14 panels. As a matter of fact, I didn't have any panels in the studio, which is very rare. But what I did have was an 11 by 14 self-portrait that I had done a couple of years ago when I was just starting to get going with the oil painting. And it came out okay for that time, but at this point, I was perfectly okay gessoing it over and doing this painting over the top of it. But I had a better idea. What I decided to do was take that old portrait and sand it down, and just sand it down enough so that it has that really old and faded and ghostly appearance to it, and then paint this on the other side of it. So now this painting holds a secret, and the secret is my self-portrait on the other side. I know, it's pretty creepy. But again, don't read too much into it. It's just me having fun with an idea. Anyway, I hope you like it. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.